it was Lisa Marcos na nagpatawag sa kanila. They went to the office of the First Lady. Actually, talagang doon ko pa nga nalaman sa kanila na ang office of the First Lady is ang PMS building. And then when I asked them, no, sabi sa kasi alam ko mahal 'yon, no. Sinabi nila na finance po daw ito ni First Lady Lisa Marcos po. Yun po yung pictures na isinend ko po.
So ma'am, linawin po natin, yung pong nakausap ninyo ay yung witness na si Arlene
Hindi, Stone lang.
Stone pala.
Stone.
English pala yun. Arlene Stone. Tapos, nagpunta ng Pilipinas at ang sinabi po sa inyo ay pinauwi siya ni First Lady Lisa Marcos. Tama po ba?
Yes po, sir. Actually, yun nga, no, yung wife po ng kanilang brother ni Arlene Caminong na sinabi nila sa akin na pinapunta daw si Arlene Caminong ni First Lady, no, including sa mga panggasto sa kanila, no, sa mga expenses. And she told me na nag-stay nga daw ito sa 5-star hotel.
Ma'am, yan ba yung nasa picture, yung lalaki? Kita niyo po ba yung
yes
sa picture?
Yes po, yung
yan yung
yes po, siya po yung nagpakilala na yes po, yan yung kapatid ni Arlene Caminong.
Ma'am, sa pagkakwento po sa inyo ng mga niyo pong binanggit na mga personalidad, ano daw po ang kanilang motibo? At ano raw po ang dahilan, alayo nun US papuntang Pilipinas, at nababanggit po yung pangalan ni First Lady Lisa Araneta Marcos. Ano raw po yung dahilan? Ba't pinauwi? At paano ito naugnay doon sa mga hearing kay Pastor?
Ang kasi po, kasi ito pong si Arlene Caminong, meron na kasi ito siyang mga vlog. And she admit to me that from the very start, she was connected with the Liberal Party, and she even mentioned about Loida Luis, no? Itong mga ABS-CBN, no, na sila rin ata ang tulay na kung bakit nakapasok sila with Lisa Marcos. We all know about the Araneta, and alam mo kasi sa totoo lang, stabilize yung maayos talaga yung pagkakasabi nila, because before is ako rin yung nakakonect rin ako nito, no? Ako rin yung nag-bulgar kay Trillanes. Nakakonect kasi nung kinuwento nila si Loida Luis, then the ABS-CBN, no? And then they mentions about the Araneta na alam naman natin na ito po ay connected sa Liberal Party, no? And sa pagkakasabi nga nila, no, na ito daw si Pastor is masyado daw nangingialam regarding sa CPP-NPA. So doon pa lang parang nagdadalawang isip na ako, because ito rin po yung advocacy ko regarding it. Ako po ay isang anti-CPP-NPA. It is because at that time, no, na itong mga parent na to nang pumunta ng CIDJ Krame, no, alam na alam ko po ang lahat ng istorya at nakikita ko po ang lahat ng pasakit bilang magulang, no, na nirecruit yung kanilang pamilya. So at the time parang distansya na rin po ako, lalo na when they invite me to go to Manila, and then they are willing daw na sila rin yung magasto sa akin. Parang nagdalawang isip na ako, sabi ko, pera-pera na to.
So nagsalita si Senator Bato and was wondering ano ba nangyayari dito. So binanggit din niya na may isang congressman na umamin na nga na ang initiative dito sa People's Initiative ay nanggaling kay Speaker Romualdez mismo. Ngayon, kinuhaan ng comment si Speaker Romualdez at ang sagot lang niya is, I don't respond to. Wala siyang sinagot. Ang sinabi lang niya is, tinanong siya ng reporter, did you give any orders? Senator Bato says that a congressman told him that you're spearheading or you're at the forefront dito sa People's Initiative. And he says something about denying it, and the reporter pursues it. Sinabi sa GMA ito. Sabi ng reporter, but did you give any orders? Sagot niya, no, there are no orders. Tapos sabi niya, I don't know, he didn't mention a congressman, I won't respond to ganyan. So, medyo malabo, very indirect, okay? So, hindi siya sumagot. Basically, hindi siya sumagot. Before this, it was Senator Amy who was saying na ang mga nagte-text doon sa mga tao on the ground tungkol sa People's Initiative ay puro staff ni Speaker. Although, sinasabi ni Senator Amy, syempre, people will think that he is at the forefront of this, na siya yung may pasimuno. But at the same time, in-explain niya that President BBM does not want charter change. She asked him before, ako personally, I asked him before, and he said, this is not the time for it. Ang dami munang kailangan gawin, and therefore, bago mag-charter change, kailangan may aayusin pa muna na kung ano-ano. Alright? So, but at the same time, before that, it was Congressman Pulong who was saying that the Vaweños are not for sale, claiming that, yun nga, the charter change initiative, the People's Initiative, was too, how do you call this, blatant. Binibili nga yung mga signatures. So, ang sumagot ba, so dahil napupuntirya na ang House, dito sinagot ito ni Congressman Saldico. And unfortunately, walang logic yung sagot ni Congressman Saldico. Ang sinabi niya ay, instead of answering whether or not pasimuno nga ito ng Kongreso at ganun nga ang nangyayari, instead, inatake niya si Congressman Pulong saying na, nasan yung 51 billion? Bakit binaha ang Davao kung ginamit niyo talaga ng tama yung pera na yon? I think he's not very clear dun sa mga jurisdictions. And he goes on to attack also Congressman Edsel Lagman, who filed a petition before the Supreme Court questioning the insertions of Congress. So, nakikita natin medyo umiingay na. In the meantime, may mga statements din si Secretary Boying Remulla at sinabi niya na pag pumasok daw ang mga taga-ICC dito, assuming na hindi pa nga pumupunta, although former Senator Trillanes says otherwise, so, there's nothing illegal with them coming. If they're not doing anything illegal, of course they can come in. Ang interpretation nito, sabi ni Senator Harry Roque, is that they will cooperate with an investigation. And in fact, sabi ni Sec Boying, getting statements, getting evidence, that's okay. It's not illegal daw. But they need to clarify daw certain issues. So sa madaling sabi, okay lang. So, tapos, in addition to that, may meeting si Speaker Romualdez with some retired generals. So, ang mga retired AFP generals, 22 silang pumunta dun sa bakit ang hina ng internet. 22 silang pumunta kay Speaker and they vowed support for the Marcos administration. Okay? So, nag-vow sila, they were vowing support for the Marcos administration and so on. In the meantime, si VP Inday Sara naman mentions that she is running for office. Baka hindi daw tumakbo ang mga kapatid niya, pero siya daw tatakbo. Parang in-announce na niya na tatakbo siya. So, ang backdrop nito ay mayroong People's Initiative, may charter change. The President has expressed that he thinks that the Senate should issue a resolution and there should be cooperation between the two chambers of Congress, and then limit the charter change, if any, to economic provisions. To which, babalikan natin yung sinabi ni Senator Amy Marcos na ito namang Kongreso, wala naman sinasabi sila kung ano ang babaguhin. Binanggit nila economic provisions, o edi sige, economic provisions. Anong economic provisions ang gusto ninyong baguhin? Wala din naman. Sa madaling sabi, rumaragsa pa rin ang issue ng charter change. But at the same time, nakikita natin na nagiging lantaran na rin ang pag-aatake sa mga Duterte. Especially, of course, nauna na yung kay Inday Sara. So now, si Congressman Pulong naman ang ina-attack. So, hi po kay John? So, iyon, sabi ni Xiaobian, what's your opinion sa pahayag ni Inday na tatakbo siya sa next elections? Well, I think that is presumed, di ba? We all know that as Vice President, every Vice President gets asked whether or not they're going to run for the presidency. The only person I think who did not respond in the affirmative was Vice President Noli de Castro. Now, the announcement of VP Inday was calculated to elicit questions talaga kasi hindi naman niya sinabi kung anong itatakbo niya. Pero dahil ang kausap niya ay mga taga Davao, mayroong ibang na nag-iisip na baka bumalik siya sa pagka-mayor. So, yun. Wala naman what is controversial about that is only that it was so open-ended. So, sabi ni Xiaobian, what if local election po ibig sabihin niya? So, that's really up to her. Diba? If she runs for local elections, then we will have to find another presidential candidate to back. Ganun naman talaga ang buhay. Siyempre, hindi natin mapipilit siya kung ayaw niya. Gayunpaman, wala naman siyang specific na sinabi. So, maybe we should cross that bridge when we get to it. Sabi ni Pao, di ko po maintindihan, hindi ba naiisip ng mga ito yung backlash na kasunod kapag ikukulong si Tatay Digong and friends? Parang ang manhid ng utak ng mga ito. Well, si Sec Harry, former Spokes Harry, ang nag-interpret ng mga sinabi ni Sec Boying that, ano ba to? Yan. Na ang interpretation niya is magko-cooperate na nga. Well, in fact, yun ang sinabi, so magko-cooperate na daw. So, hindi na po ito simply they're just letting in. Passive yan eh. Yung, sige, kung wala silang masamang hangarin, edi sige, pwede naman silang pumasok. Kung mag-gather sila ng ebidensya, sige, pwede naman silang pumasok kasi hindi yan, hindi naman yan illegal. Sinasabi naman ni Spokes Harry is that ito ay how do you call this? Ito ay indication na ang highest level kasi of cooperation would be to serve the warrant of arrest if such a warrant should be issued